Genesis 22 1-19. God tests Abraham by commanding him to sacrifice his son Isaac. Abraham obeys, but Isaac is spared, and God blesses Abraham because he chose to honor and obey God. An angel of the Lord said, "Don't hurt the boy or do anything to him. Now I know that you honor and obey God, because you have not kept back your only son from him." God commands Abraham to offer Isaac. Sometime later, God tested Abraham. He called to him, "Abraham." And Abraham answered, "Yes, here I am." "Take your son," God said, "your only son Isaac, whom you love so much, and go to the land of Moriah. There, on a mountain that I will show you, offer him as a sacrifice to me." Early the next morning, Abraham cut some wood for the sacrifice, loaded his donkey, and took Isaac and 2 servants with him. They started out for the place that God had told him about. On the 3rd day, Abraham saw the place in the distance. Then he said to the servants, "Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go over there and worship, and then we will come back to you." Abraham made Isaac carry the wood for the sacrifice, and he himself carried a knife and the live coals for starting the fire. As they walked along together, Isaac spoke up. "Father," he answered. "Yes, my son?" Isaac asked, "I see that you have all the coals and the wood, but where is the lamb for the sacrifice?" Abraham answered, "God himself will provide one." And the 2 of them walked on together. When they came to the place which God had told him about, Abraham built an altar and arranged the wood on it. He tied up his son and placed him on the altar, on top of the wood. Then he picked up the knife to kill him. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." He answered, "Yes, here I am." "Don't hurt the boy or do anything to him," he said. "Now I know that you honor and obey God, because you have not kept back your only son from him." Abraham looked around and saw a ram caught in a bush by its horn. He went and got it and offered it as a burnt offering instead of his son. Abraham named that place, "The Lord Provides." Hide it. And even today, people say, "On the Lord's mountain, he provides." The angel of the Lord called Abraham from heaven a second time. "I make a vow by my own name," the Lord is speaking, "that I will richly bless you, because you did this and did not keep back your only son from me. I promise that I will give you as many descendants as there are stars in the sky, or grains of sand along the seashore. Your descendants will conquer their enemies. All the nations will ask me to bless them as I have blessed your descendants, because you obey my command." Abraham went back to his servant, and they went together to Beersheba, where Abraham settled. I think Abraham was willing to do what God commanded, because by now he has such a strong faith in God's promise that it doesn't matter what he thinks. God has a bigger picture, and that God will, in one way or another, have Isaac come alive again, because Isaac is the son that was promised to Abraham. And notice how Abraham told the servant that we will come back. He expects to come back with Isaac. He doesn't expect to come back alone. That he knows that I'm thinking in his mind, God will raise back Isaac from the dead, even if he does go through with the act of killing. So I think just a trust in God.
Not try this at home, but I can show you a stunt.
God promised Abraham that he will have a live descendant and that the nations and his descendant will conquer the enemies, that the nations will ask God to bless them because of how they've seen God bless Abraham's descendant through his obedience.